All right, so circles, Plato gave the specific definition for the circle around 353 BC, similar to what we use today. A circle is the set of all points that are a given distance r being the radius, from a given point, the center of a circle. We can use the Pythagorean theorem, you called it, to derive the formula for a circle. Does anybody remember the formula for Pythagorean theorem?
What does it start with?
A squared.
A squared plus B squared equals D squared. That's all it is.
That's it. That's Pythagorean theorem. Remember, Pythagorean theorem refers to a right triangle where we can calculate the value of any missing side given the other two sides. So you can imagine if this were the radius of a circle, we would have, kind of sketch a circle around there, and you'll see how it relates. The standard form of an equation for the circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared, where the center of the circle is hk. Right, we already should keep in mind C stands for center, and then R is the radius. So you can kind of see how if we labeled this C as R, you can see how it kind of fits into the formula for Pythagorean theorem. Example 1. Here's the equation for a circle. X plus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 4 quantity squared equals 49. Identify the center and radius. The center of the circle is
9.
It's negative 3, 4. So just like when we were talking about parabolas, when we have a minus sign inside these parentheses, that means do the opposite.
Oh, I thought we had a square root.
That's with the R.
Oh.
So keep that in mind. Do the opposite. Now don't get confused. There's a plus sign in between. There's minus signs in the middle, but plus signs in between. So then the radius, well, we have r squared is 49. So then if we solved, if we took the square root of both sides, we would get r equals plus or minus 7, but distances are positive, so we're only going to write the positive 7. So we'll try a couple more like that. Find the center and radius of each of the following circles, and then round to the nearest tenth for the radius, if we have to take the square root of a non-perfect square. So starting off with A, we have the center is negative 7, negative 1. R squared is 100, so that means R is 10. So go ahead and try B and C on your own.
just moved the calculator.
Are we doing B?
B and C.
Yes, we're done.
B. Go.
C equals 9, 3.
Good.
And then R squared equals 16. And then R.
Excellent. Nice job. C. Janiyah, what'd you get?
C is 18.
Good. R is 3.5. Thank you. So taking the square root of 12, we get 3.5 rounded to the nearest tenth. Raise your hand if you got B and C. Sweet. Okay, it's not that hard. Example 2. So this is kind of going in reverse. Just like when we could create an equation for a parabola, we're going to write the equation of a circle with the given center and radius. So this, if the center is 3, -6, and the radius is 2, we would write this as x minus 3 squared plus y minus -6, so that's going to become a plus 6, and then 2 squared. So yeah, you could just write that as 4. So go ahead and try B and C on that one. Round to the nearest hundredth for B. B. Sam, what'd you write?
Parentheses x minus 3 squared. Both. Yeah.
Okay. Then what?
Plus parentheses y. Oh, I meant 1, not 3.
Okay, good.
And then 3.
Cool. Equals,
3.5 squared.
which is,
12.2.
yes, 12.25. Nicely done. And C, what'd you get for that one, Amanda?
I got x plus 2 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 225.
Excellent.
Emily and Jazzy copy.
Cool. Everybody get that? Great. Moving on. This is the third and final way that we will write our equation for a circle, and that's by looking at the graph. So notice the circle on the graph. The first thing you want to do is identify the center. -4, -4, so we write that in. Just I kind of laid out the steps here for you. And then the next thing is to find the radius. So you can just kind of look. Remember, radius is half the diameter on the graph. So what is the length of that line? 2, right? Because the increments are going up by 2. So r equals 2. And then we just plug it in. So x minus -4, that's going to become x plus 4 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 2 squared, which is 4. A lot of 4s. Try number 4 on your own. Shauna, what'd you get for the center? Excellent. So center is -3, 0. Janaya, what'd you get for the radius?
Is it 3?
Yes. 3. Good. And the equation. X plus. Uh-huh. Y plus 0, y minus 0. It doesn't matter because it'll be equals 9. 0 doesn't mean anything, so
If you have to, there's a 3 away from the center.
1, 2, 3. So we're just count. You can just count on the graph. Does that make sense?
Wait, so the question will be like the very first. Yeah.
Yes, because it was the center was 2 units away from the edge of the circle. So that's what you're looking for. Now example 5 is about translating the circle, just shifting it around on the graph. And you'll see in these examples we have x squared plus y squared equals 49. Both of these are circles centered at the origin. They are similar to the parent function for a circle. The parent function would actually have a radius of 1, but they're close. So the first thing to do when you're translating circles is to identify the center of your first circle. So we'll say that 0, 0. And then the center of our second circle. So if it's translated 5 units left, that means we have to go to the x value, subtract 5. 0 minus 5 is -5. 7 units up. So go to the y value and add 7, so that'll be 7. Now that we have the center, the radius will be the same. It's the same circle, it's just shifted. So then we have x plus 5 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 49. So try B on your own. right. So we have the same center, 0, 0. What is the new center? Amanda?
2, -9.
2 units right, 7 units down, 2, -9, good. Sam, what did you get for the equation?
Oh, I was just writing it down, but, okay, x minus 2 squared plus y plus 9 equals 37 squared.
There. Nice. Well done. All right, that's your notes for the day. I actually want to look at your assignment. On the back of your assignment, we have translations not starting at the origin. I'm going to do a couple of those for you. First of all, number 11. The center is at 14:1. And then we're going to translate left 3. So it means I have to subtract 3 from the 14. 5 down. That means I have to subtract 5 from the 1. So my new center is
12, nope, 11, and then,
-4. Good. And then you could plug that in. So you'll have to finish that one up. Name one more and I'll do it.
14.
14. So number 14,
is it 16, 13?
let's see, our first, not a bad idea to write down the center. Actually, write it down, take the time. Doesn't take all that long to write down the first center. And then it says translated 1 unit to the right. Does that apply to my x or y? Just x. It's kind of tricky because it only says 1. So left and right would be x shift, and then up and down would be y shift. So +1.
That's kooky. I did 12.
So my new center is 11, and then my 11 -1 stays the same.
I was doing 12, but you know.
And then we have to finish it out, right? So like x minus 11 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 47. So I'll let you finish out 11 and the rest of the questions.